Hi everybody, welcome back. Here is a 37, almost 38 week bump update. She's growing so big. I can't believe that we are so close to meeting this little one. My name is Kassi Reyes. I am a registered nurse and a board certified lactation consultant. And I usually bring you videos about lactation. In today's video, I'm going to do another update of my pregnancy. So for those of you who missed my last video on my second trimester update, I talked about in that video how my baby is Breech. And I have been doing so many things to get this little girl to flip around, but she really just prefers to have her head right up here, upright, and she's super cozy. She hasn't moved much. Well, she hasn't changed position since at least 29 weeks of pregnancy. So some of the crazy things that I have tried to get this girl to flip are, I started with some of the exercises from Spinning Babies, which if you don't know Spinning Babies, I will put their website down below. They have some great materials for those of you who have a breech baby, and the idea is that you do these stretches and exercises to try to get your body ready and your pelvis relaxed and open for baby to get into the ideal position for birthing. However, so far they haven't worked for me. Some of the things that I've tried with them are, I'll put a photo up of this. You've got to see it. You lay kind of upside down with an ironing board from my couch down to the floor in my living room and just lay kind of upside down on an incline for 15 to 20 minutes. I do some forward leaning inversions on the couch, and there are various other stretches to try. Other things that I have also tried, I've tried 3 sessions of acupuncture and moxibustion. Acupuncture by itself is not necessarily as effective as using moxibustion for flipping a breech baby. At least that's what some research studies have found. But also, while my baby did move around a little bit more during the acupuncture sessions, she did not flip. And if you're wondering what moxibustion is, it's basically Chinese medicine. You burn herbs very close to your baby toe, and this in turn warms up a point on your toe that opens up or gets the chi energy flowing, and it supposedly has some kind of effect on the uterus and helps baby get into position. So while it was very relaxing to go to these acupuncture sessions, and the acupuncturist that I went to was amazing, and she even gave me some sticks for the moxibustion herbs to bring home with me, and my husband was able to help me with that. We would go out on the balcony and we would try to get her to flip by warming up my baby toes out on the balcony, burning these herbs. I'm sure our neighbors thought we were crazy hippies. Maybe we are. And alas, she was still breech at my 36-week appointment. So at my 36-week appointment, we decided to schedule me for an ECV, which is an external cephalic version. That's what that stands for. Basically what it means is a doctor, or actually 2 doctors, from the outside try to reposition your baby by kind of lifting them up out of your pelvis and trying to turn them. And if they can't turn them in one direction, they try to turn them in the other direction. It is a procedure that is not super comfortable. It wasn't terribly painful, but there's a lot of pressure applied to your abdomen. And they do give you a medication to relax your uterus. And some people choose to do the procedure with an epidural to try to relax themselves a little bit more and tolerate some of that pain and pressure that comes along with the procedure. I opted to try without an epidural. I was open to the idea of an epidural, even though I really preferred not to have one. But the doctor did tell me prior to trying the ECV that it was going to be a difficult ECV, that she was going to be hard to turn. And after he did try with the other doctor for a few minutes, she was able to be lifted up out of my pelvis pretty easily, but they couldn't get her head to move from one side or to one side or the other. It was a little bit more complicated in my case because my placenta is on the front of my uterus, so they were trying to work around that as well. And in the end, unfortunately, we're just unable to flip her. So in my mind, I was trying to do all those other things prior to getting the ECV in hopes that she would turn on her own. And the ECV was like my last ditch effort, or my last hope that she would turn and then I would be able to have a natural birth. For those of you who know me, I'm really into the birth world. I'm a trained birth doula. I hired a doula for the birth of this baby, who I'm really excited to work with, and we will work with each other either way. But I am feeling a little bit disappointed in the prospect of not being able to have the natural birth experience that I had hoped for, because now that we're almost at 38 weeks of pregnancy and she's still breech, my team of OBs plan is to schedule me for a C-section after 39 weeks of pregnancy. So it's been a challenging week. I'm working through some things, really trying to accept that, there's still a small chance that she might flip on her own. Some babies do decide to do so at the very last minute, but just trying to cope with the idea of what my birth was maybe going to look like, even though it's never guaranteed that birth is going to go the way that you want it to, even if you do get to go into labor and try for a natural birth. But to not even get to try was really disappointing, or feels really disappointing to me. And I'm just trying to accept that if that's the route we have to go, that is her wisdom, and that she knew that that's what needed to be done. And maybe there's a reason that she is breech and won't be born vaginally. I just trying to let go and trust the process, and I'm going to really work with my doula and my OB team to hopefully do if a cesarean birth is necessary, to do a birth that is as ceremonious and family-centered as possible, even though we are going to be in an operating room, really advocating for things that are important to me, like delayed cord clamping, skin to skin, getting to hold my baby as soon as possible after she comes out, and just remembering that day is the day that my baby is born, that is the birth of my baby, and that it doesn't make it any less special of a day just because the birth is happening in a different way than I had imagined. But I'd love to hear from you all too. I know I'm not the only mom who has gone through this. I know I'm not the only parent who has gone through this. Tips on things that you did to get your baby to flip. I'm still open to trying things, or just things that you did or told yourself to get yourself through that, like a little bit of disappointment of your birth not going the way that you had imagined. And for some people that happens like during the actual labor process, and for some people like me it happens ahead of time, for various reasons. So I'd just love to hear from you all on if you have any words of wisdom on the subject matter. And in the meantime, I'm just going to keep wishing for a miracle, wishing that this little girl decides to flip on her own, and that I get to work with my doula and my husband to have the birth that I've been imagining. And if not, we will still work together as a team, and I will still have my doula involved. I had an amazing appointment with her this morning, and we talked through what it would look like if I have a vaginal delivery versus if I do have a cesarean birth, the way she can support me through both of those. And she came and gave me a wonderful massage and helped me really calm down and just kind of let go of some of the stress of the week. So thank you to my doula for that. I will also link her information down below if you guys are in the DC, Northern Virginia, Southern Maryland area. She is amazing. Her name is, her business name is The Hispanic Doula, and her name is Sonia. And here we are. We're just waiting on this little girl to come and show us how she wants to come into the world. So I don't know if the next time I record for you, I will still be pregnant or if I will have my little girl with me, because really at this point, it could happen any day. So I hope that you guys are all having a great week, and I will talk to you all soon. If you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. I would love it if you subscribe to the channel down below, and if you hit the bell, you're going to be notified each week when I post a new video, so you won't miss a thing.